I've gone to the bathroom, come to think of it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the CanadaGuns Talk Show, episode 44. False alarm. And I am your host, the Crover. Hi, everybody. Say hello.
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 Hi there.
Hi.
Those are your other members of the show tonight. How's everybody been? Adriel, thank you for being back among us plebs.
Yay.
Yay.
Less work.
More
gun talk.
More gun talk. And more fuckery. And naughty words.
Yay. Yes.
Yay. Speaking about fuckery, what did you fuck up this week, Adriel?
Some gophers. I fucked up some gophers big time. I was blasting some gophers. I was using this beast over here, which is Savage 93 R17 with a thumbhole stock on it, and I like it because it's pretty straight, so you can get down low on your scope, and it's got like a better cheek weld than a lot of the 17s. You look at them, and they're actually made for irons, so that the stock will like drop down at the back.
Oh, the comb drops.
Yeah, the comb drops. So on your like cheaper Savage 17s, which are just as accurate as this one, there's like not that much difference. Yeah, it's a heavy barrel that doesn't really need it. But those cheaper Savages come with a stock that usually drops off, so you'll need like a cheek piece or something if you want to run a scope. Which of course you want to run a scope on a freaking 17 HMR. But I love this setup for hunting gophers. I've got just an inexpensive Cabela's. What is this? Pine Ridge 17, which is like 417 HMR. I never use any of the dials for anything. I got it at 0 to at 100. It's got a target dot in the middle, so it's like this little round blob kind of a thing. You just put that on the gopher and you pull a trigger, and it's dead. So very easy to shoot gophers out. Like way out there, 125, 150, no problem. Like put the dot on them and pull a trigger.
Was it a windy day? Whereabouts was it? Obviously in Alberta, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't that windy. That just started last night. But yeah, that was, what day was I shooting gophers? Sunday I was shooting gophers.
Did you collect tails, or was it just because? Or anything?
Did I collect what? Sorry.
Collect tails.
No, just blast them in the face. That's
just blast them.
Yeah, just blast them. Here, I will.
Was it pest control, or was there a field that needed to be cleansed?
There was a field that needed to be cleansed. I saw a bear. What is this? Oh, there's a gopher. If anyone's squeamish, now's the time to pause, because there's a couple more gophers coming up. Oh, that's not a gopher. That's a badger. There's a gopher.
Hey, oh, the baby's there.
Yeah, there's a gopher. This one's very artistic. I like it. Very like Roman-esque.
Could sell that rock to an art gallery.
Yeah, it's like...
Fuck me, man. That tears them apart.
Yeah, they get torn apart by 22s, but 17s like really do the job. Oh yeah, and a guy I work with gave me this pen. So he got like one of those pen lathes, and let's stop sharing. How do I stop it?
You gave away our notes.
Oh, here, I'll take them away. There's nothing. How do I stop screen? This one? Nope. That one.
If you literally unclick the thing, there you go.
All right. Yeah, a buddy of mine, he asked me for some antler because he wanted to turn a pen for his dad, and he got me one too.
Oh.
So it's like that middle part there is like antler from a deer that I shot. I don't know if I shot that one in the face or not, but.
Oh, I was just gonna say, is it the one that you nearly decapitated?
I don't think so, but that one, anyways. What else did I do? I don't think I talked about. Well, it's been 2 weeks since I've been on the show. 3 weeks? 4 weeks.
4 weeks
since I've been on the show, and did some 3-gun with Janitor. That was good stuff. My A5. So I'd like ground the crap out of the loading port. There's a bunch of aluminum shavings.
No. You perfected it.
I perfected.
Yeah.
That Browning shotgun with my grinder. I thought I got the chips out. I didn't get all the chips out. They ended up into the recoil spring assembly, and they jammed the fuck out of it. So I had a really slow bolt on my Browning game day, but it was fine. I don't know. I had a bolt action shotgun, but I did fine on some of the other stages, and I threw a bunch of oil on top, and kind of worked. I still got third, so it wasn't that bad.
Jesus, what? A bolt action shotgun and still comes in third.
I got the head cam footage of it. It's so painful. Oh man,
How
Just
bad was
watching-
everyone else?
yeah. Well, it's yeah. The bolt was so slow. It was definitely that recoil spring was all gummed up. So I cleaned that all out and oiled it, and now it's like slick as snot. So shouldn't have any issues there. What else did happen in that day? There was some newbies out, which it looks like they're buying their own guns now. So that's a good sign to see.
That first buying spree.
Yeah. The temperature was like super crappy. It was like cold and windy and rainy and whatnot. I don't know. Any other day it was 3-gun. I sold a Pardus, so now I'm down to 4 of them. It's probably still too many, right? If anyone in the Alberta area wants to get into 3-gun, I've got a 3-gun Pardus, and then I've just got a regular 12 gauge Pardus, and then I've got a 20 gauge. Which one am I forgetting about? I don't know. There's another one in there.
Buy
somewhere.
any of the break actions, right?
No, I didn't. I just got a bunch of the semis.
Yeah.
I figured like they were selling them for $200 for a semi.
Oh no, I know. I still think it's a stupid deal.
Yeah. Even with the breakages and whatever, it's like it's $200. Who cares? Oh yeah, and then I interviewed Gun Jesus today. I interviewed Ian McCollum from Forgotten Weapons. That was a cool interview.
Did you tell him to paint you like one of his French guns?
I wish I had thought of that. I really wish I had thought of that. No, he's a really cool guy. Just like on his videos, very, very fact based, which I can appreciate. That's kind of the guy I am, and just like knows everything. Like he doesn't know everything, but he knows everything. Like he can pick a topic and he's got some background on it, and he's just a voracious learner. Reads a lot and just is really into guns. So a really cool guy to talk with.
That is so dope, man. That is so dope.
The funny thing is, just like some of these guys, you just got to reach out to, right? Like, I don't know that guy. He doesn't know me. I just like, hey, I got this gun pod. Like, I'm a host on this gun podcast here in Canada. You want to come on it? And he's like, yeah, let's do that. So,
Nice.
Never know until you ask, right?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, did you pick up an accent on him? Because a lot of I saw a post on Reddit on the Forgotten Weapons subreddit, wondering if he was multilingual.
No, but he's trying to learn Spanish and French, I believe. Like he's working on this book for French guns right now, and he said it doesn't exist. There's lots of French books on French guns, but there's not like an English book on French guns. So he's doing this book kind of for himself, kind of a thing that he would want to read about all these different French guns of World War I, World War II, and that kind of thing. So
geeking out on it. That's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah, very cool. That's about it for me.
That's about it. Hey, Elixir.
Hi.
You bought something, didn't you?
I bought 2 things.
Ooh.
So I bought a Sinclair competition shooting rest. That should actually be here tomorrow because it just got into town today, apparently. And I also bought an Edgewood rear bag and picked up some sand today.
What are you going to do with that?
I'm going to do some bench rest shooting once the wind actually calms down.
Do the PRS guys normally run sand, or do they normally run like beans or plastic beads or something like that in their rear bags to get into lighter?
I don't think PRS. Yeah, I don't really know much about PRS. I'm more so F class and bench rest.
Okay, so weight be damned, right?
Yeah, well, I know PRS guys because they're actually moving, that they want something lighter. So
Lighter between quotation marks, right?
Well, yeah.
It's still pretty solid. Everything has to be pretty stable and solid, right?
Yeah, they're the ones that run the super tactical chassis and fancy bags that attach to their guns.
Oh, that is pretty fucking low drag, high speed, eh?
Oh yeah.
Man, that's cool. Hey, Crazy.
Yes.
What are you up to? What have you been up
What
to?
was I up to? Well, carrying on what is now a
Karaoke?
5-year tradition. No, man, just some Guitar Hero. Through the fire and the flames we carry on.
Shut up. I'm going to get copyrighted.
Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that.
Don't worry. It takes a few seconds for the copyright machine to kick in.
So yeah, carrying on a 5-year tradition, I went and shot things on my birthday.
Yay.
Yeah,
Birthday.
I wasted lots of ammo. Thank you. And then I realized my AR scope came loose, so I wasted like 120 rounds or so before I realized that. And then I had to borrow an Allen key set from one of the RSOs at the range because I didn't have one. Then I tightened it down and
you're
got
a range mat. You got to have keys.
Yeah, I tightened it down and then still got frustrated at it. So once I got like 2 shots to finally hit in like a red circle that's about 2 inches in diameter, I was like, fuck it. I'll deal with this some other day. Other than that, what did I write in the show notes here? I totally forgot what else I was going to talk about. Oh, yeah, I got the 2 other mags for my SIG from Corwin Arms. Because like when I told them that 3 of the 4 mags they sent me had problems, they sent me 2 more, and those 2 more are pretty much okay.
Okay, or they're okay?
There was one of them that jammed up a bit at the end of the day, but I was still just trying to waste 300 rounds of Winchester crap ammo between that and my P38, so it could have been that the gun was getting
You
dirty.
think the mag issues might be not just issues that they're surplus, but like ammo?
It could be. I have only tested them with the Winchester ammo, and it could be different with other ones. Like, it cycled my snap caps that I have just fine, and activated the last shot hold opens just fine. So I guess I'll figure that out when I get some more ammo that's not Winchester. Other than that, I put that Mossberg I got up on trade up for sale. Someone messaged me offering me a Smith & Wesson 22 revolver, but he hasn't responded to the pictures I sent him earlier today, so who knows?
As in, you sent him pictures, but
Yeah, I sent him pictures, and he hasn't gotten back to me yet, so
okay.
whatever. It doesn't matter. Other than that, not a huge amount gun-related, other than hopefully today we'll have the time to cover this.
Yep, we should be good.
Because I told everyone it would be a Mauser today. Excuse me. I told everyone last time it would be a Mauser, but given my microphone accommodations, I don't have the space for a Mauser.
Yeah, you will. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Hey, is that it, by the way?
Yeah, that's it. I got nothing else.
All right. Janitor,
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Sitting here in the dark.
What you been up to?
2
Why
weeks.
are you in the dark, by the way?
So I hooked up a generator to a couple things in the house here. I need to get a disconnect so I can do the whole house. But when the power's on, I don't think about things like that. 2 weeks. So what did I do? I shot Chaz 3-gun with Adriel, like I was talking about, which was lots of fun stages, good turnout, lots of new guys. Lent one guy a bunch of my equipment, and he actually did quite well. So that's awesome to see new shooters coming out. I finished 6th in my division and 8th overall, which is fantastic for me. Normally I'm about 15th place. So good to see my pistol practice and training has been paying off, because that's definitely where I was sacrificing time. Been playing with that pistol caliber carbine a lot more in the yard. I really like that gun. I've been taking that and just shooting everything in sight. Hung a bunch of steel off my back deck there, so I can barbecue and shoot steel at 100 yards at the same time. I bought another Wingmaster, so that brings me up to half a dozen. This one's got a 26-inch barrel and plus 10 tube on it. Fun little shotgun, fun big shotgun, maybe I should say. What else did I do? Oh, I hit the range a few more times. I think I've got about 3,000 rounds in so far this month, so that's awesome. And then on Monday night, I went down to Sibbald Flats and checked out the 3-gun match there at the Buffalo Target Shooters Association. Just 2 quick little hoser stages, but they had a jungle run and then another one in their 100, 200-yard bay, and lots of fun. They said it was their biggest turnout, 20 guys, and I had a blast. I'll definitely try to check out a few more of those. It's a little far away, and Monday nights is a little inconvenient for me, but it's fun. So.
What do they got for targetry?
So they're still just starting up. A lot of the targets we were using, like they had some poppers. They didn't have any flippers for the poppers, but a lot of the other steel we were shooting looked like it was maybe from Steel Challenge. That, and then your typical IPSC cardboards. I didn't see any clays there. And then, yeah, just some gongs for the longer distance shots and stuff like that. But interesting. They have a point system somehow, and I haven't quite figured out how that works. So in addition to a time, I got points. And basically the way that works, it looks like they run it for the whole season. So if you miss some matches, those points kind of become meaningless in my opinion, but whatever. It's a chance to get out and run around and shoot stuff. So that's all I'm looking for.
Right on.
Yeah, interesting. A lot more close up. Steel wasn't as hard to hit as some of the stuff we do at Chaz. So normally I'm used to running like a modified or even a full choke on some of the steel that we engage at Chaz. And here, when I saw what it was, I just went straight to improved cylinder and just turned her into a hoser match. And that's lots of fun too. Like the precision is fun, but going fast enough you can outrun your guns. There's something fun about that too. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jared. And Alan, to me, the Kroger, I haven't done much actually. These 2 weeks I've just been kicking back. I did clean a shitload of cases, and I think that did my tumbler. I ran it for 5 hours and it died. This was the second Mastercraft Tumbler that I had bought from Canadian Tire. The first one lasted a few months. I ran it for a lot longer, and then what ended up happening was the wing nut at the top that held the lid closed came loose and then stripped the bolt that it screwed itself onto in the middle, and that kind of killed it.
Sounds like a shitty design. What the hell?
It's very shitty. If you don't keep it if you don't tighten it down when you turn it on, it gets loose and then wrecks the bolt.
Kills itself.
It kills itself, yeah. So I went and I got it replaced, and I was very happy with that. And I ran it maybe a total of maybe 12 hours total. That's how long that tumbler lasted. And then it started making a really fun, like I came home from work yesterday and it was making a really funny sound. Like, you know how it's usually a constant rumble? Brrr. Now I was doing like a, and it didn't seem to be running at full power. Like it wasn't like, if I was standing when it ran, if I was standing barefoot next to the table, I would feel the vibrations on the ground. Now I didn't feel the vibrations on the ground at all, and it didn't sound like it was running at full power, so I just guessed that thing killed itself somehow. And that's the end of the Mastercraft tumblers. I was lucky enough to tell the lady that I wanted a refund instead of saying, what can you do for me? Because last time when I went to return the tumbler the first time, they told me they could only do replacement or in-store credit. This time I said I want a refund, and they gave me the money. So goes to show you, folks, don't ask, tell them what you want. Maybe they'll do it. Other than that, to perpetuate a long-running joke, I bought another 870. Yes, I actually don't know how many I bought. One of these days I'm going to try and sit down and think about how many I have bought, and I'm going to get depressed, I'm pretty sure. So here it is. There she goes. It is a Wingmaster figures, and a pretty one at that. It originally came with a 26 improved cylinder barrel and some beautiful Wingmaster wood that I am now selling. So if you want a barrel and some really nice Wingmaster wood, then you can get that from me. I'll be making a post on CanadaGuns Equipment Exchange later today. The reason that I bought this guy is because, as you can see, it's kind of fucked on the receiver, which in my book means that I am allowed to fuck with it even more. And let's just say that there will be more paint coming in sometime in the future. And there's the barrel. It's a good looking barrel. It's very clean, and there is, let me see, there's the furniture. Some really pretty furniture, folks. The whole fleur-de-lis thing that Janet doesn't like.
What kind of stock set are you going to use?
I'm looking for a Mesa Tactical Urbino stock.
Is that like a pistol grip or
pistol grip? Yeah, it's another thing that Janet doesn't like. He's just a hater. He just hates on everybody.
You just have bad taste.
If you're gonna paint it anyways, why don't they trade you a synthetic stock set for that wood stock set?
I'm just looking for the for the
You
Arena.
want that one?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I have been lucky enough to try quite a bit of stocks, from shitty Grizzly wire stocks to the ATI budget brand stocks to the Grizzly stocks that are fixed, the synthetic furniture 870s, all the different lengths of pole that you found on Wingmaster stocks and the Hogue stock. And I can tell you with 100% honesty that my favorite stock so far, for just how naturally it points, was that Mesa tactical one. I owned it once, and I'm kicking myself in the head now for selling that stock. I want that. But if you want to buy the furniture, I am willing to take cash, Senor Adriel.
No, exchange of services here.
Nah, man. The only trades that are hey, if you have a Geissele super single action enhanced trigger kicking around, I'll take that off your hands too for that.
I don't have one of those.
You should. You should. Other than that, folks, what else did I do? I think that's everything that I have in my show notes. Yeah, I killed a tumbler and I bought, and I'm gonna be selling more shit. So, on to the next part of the show, the main topic of tonight's episode. There has been a large false alarm in the community, but that doesn't mean that the danger doesn't exist. The UN regulations have been postponed, folks. The speculation is nice and wild whether or not we actually managed to put pressure on the government, or if the government simply actually went with what they said was the reason that they excused themselves from having to implement the legislation at this time. Is anybody familiar with that reasoning?
Somewhat.
Go crazy.
Okay, so basically what ended up happening was the UN marking regulations, which everyone's probably heard about. They're going to raise the cost of firearms by requiring them to be stamped with CA17. And the legislation actually said it has to be stamped. Laser engraving was not good enough. Electro-penciling was not good enough. So, and as far as I understand, there was debate as to whether you could stamp it before it came into Canada or whether it had to be after it came into Canada. So there was speculation it would raise the cost of firearms dramatically, as high as $200 to $300 on some estimates. Others say it would only be like $25. No one really knows for sure. So those were set to come into force basically at the end of the month here. And with like a week left before the regulations were about to come into force, the government deferred them to 2018, saying, we realize actually that these regulations are out of date by 10 years, and we need to update the writing of the legislation until we implement, before we implement these regulations, to ensure that it is up to date and current with current available technology. So the theory behind it here, some people are saying that the gun lobby and the gun rights lobby have had a really big influence here. There was already speculation that public safety really didn't think it was all that great of a thing anyway. And people are saying that this is a great victory. You managed to get them to realize it was a bad idea to implement them. But the thing is, it's really still just being deferred. So that's where the other people go and say this is just them waiting to refine the legislation through either order in council if they can, or through parliamentary act. Some people are saying they'll make it more strict. Others speculate they'll change it so you don't have to necessarily do stamping. You might be able to do laser engraving. So it's speculation as to whether or not we're actually going to get these implemented, or whether these are actually going to just keep getting deferred indefinitely at this point.
So, folks,
And that's
That goes
the
to
end
show
of
you.
that story.
well, that goes to show you, you never know. You never know, especially with the government. Sometimes the sky seems to be falling. Sometimes it doesn't fall, and sometimes that cloud just seems to go away for a while, and it might just return. In the event that they do decide to continue with this needlessly convoluted and ineffective piece of legislation, which is to say pretty much the Firearms Act, then we're going to have to keep pressure up. And once the time comes, then folks, do not stop the fight. Other than that, crazy.
Yes.
You have a funny gad that you have to show us, don't you?
Well, I don't know how funny you have to consider this. Let me try this accent. It's been a long time since I've tried German, and it will take me a while to get back into it. But I have today a Walter P38 Breivik manufacture from April of 1944. And the reason I'm able to tell you that is because the Germans kept absolutely meticulous detail on when these guns were manufactured. I'm going to put the microphone down. So this does have the heel magazine release. I'm going to just drop the accent now, fuck it. It has a heel magazine release, like you see on a lot of European guns from that era. Slide lock hold open there. This one actually does still have the Waffen amps on it. I don't know if you can really, it's not going to focus, but there's a one there. There's one here and one here. You can see, you can kind of see it on the front there next to the CYQ.
No, you really can't see it, but we'll take your word for it.
Focus, you fuck. Anyway, yeah, CYQ was the Spreewerk code. This is an all-matching pistol, thankfully. The slide barrel nut, everything all matches. Brown Bakelite grips, which are common on especially late war P38s, and it came with a World War II vintage magazine as well. It's a single stack 9mm, holds 8 rounds. One thing that's interesting about the P38 mechanically is it's got a decocking safety. So the safety decocks the gun. Obviously, you can't pull the trigger, but you turn the safety back off, and the gun is double action.
Ooh.
Another interesting little thing, you might not be able to see it. There's a little pin right above the, right there. You see it. It came into focus there for a second. That is actually a loaded chamber indicator. So when this gun is loaded, that pin protrudes out the back just above the hammer to let you know there is a round chambered in this firearm. So the Germans have a lot of technology that we consider standard now that pretty much originated with Walther. Walther was probably one of the first companies to ever make a gun like this. The P38 having this was, I think, the first. I know it's not a straight blowback, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. I do know that the PPK and PP series in general also had a decock safety and double action mode, despite being, I believe, straight blowback on those. So Walther probably took a lot of inspiration from that when designing this. The main purpose of this gun was just because the Luger was too expensive and complicated, so they wanted to make something that was cheaper and more simple. Now, they didn't really accomplish the cheaper all too well. It was only like $10 cheaper than Luger or something.
After all. It's
But,
German after all.
It is a fair bit more simple compared to the Luger on disassembly and stuff. So the way I was able to find out when my gun was manufactured actually was through the Walther P38 forums here on the technical section. They have the tech info, and they have monthly production in a PDF file. And you can see here a Spreewerk P38 production chart, dates year 1942, 43, 44, 45, with exact production quantities and serial number ranges for every single month.
Good lord, so, you got to live it to the Germans to be that precise and anal about something.
Like try and figure out what month your Tokarev was made. You never will, but you can find out exactly what month your Spreewerk, your P38 was made, no matter which factory it was made at. Mine was made in April of 1944, as far as I can tell here.
That's crazy, man.
So, yeah. Back to oh god,
Whoa!
oh god, no! Stop the screen sharing! Stop the screen sharing! Okay, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to go through disassembly, and I have to put this microphone down to do that, so I'm probably not going to be able to talk into it.
Just shout, it'll be fine.
The main disassembly lever is right here, and you basically flick that forward, and the slide all comes off. So let me just go ahead and do that.
Yell into the mic, it'll be fine. Start screaming.
Cock it back first.
And indies into the screen. Come on.
It's not a Glock.
Sorry, it's been a while since I've done this.
We could pull up a YouTube video.
You joke, but I might have to.
No, it's
Did you decock it? Do you need to decock it?
I don't think so. It won't decock.
Oh, you broke it.
Yeah, great. I broke my P38.
Where'd you get that, anyways?
I bought it on Gun Nuts.
Nice. Fair price. How much? What's the market on those guns?
I suppose I can talk about that while I figure this out. Give me a second. Let me just look up a disassembly thing on here. Price on this. I paid about $7 for it, I think. Thereabouts. That's about common for the Spreewerk. Spreewerk was they're the least rare of them. The P38s were made by three main companies: Mauser, Walther, and Spreewerk. And the Spreewerk are the least rare of them. Walther are the most expensive, of course. The reason for that being, obviously, they're the ones who invented it. Walther's code was AC. So when you go and see a code of like AC43, AC41, AC44, anything like that, they are the rarest and most desirable. Mauser had a couple of variations that were pretty desirable. There are some rare ones out of Spreewerk as well, because Spreewerk was actually in the Czech Republic for their manufacturing, and they were liberated by the Russians, who made a couple of pistols after the fact, after the capture of the factory as well, and those ones are relatively rare. But if you're looking just for a run-of-the-mill P38, Spreewerk are probably going to be the cheapest ones out there on the market. As far as it comes to, I think I found out how to do this. Nope. Blame Winchester's ammunition.
You shot fucking Winchester ammo through that? And Adriel, you're muted.
Lock the slide back and then put the disassembly thing down.
It is down.
Okay. Drop the hammer.
I do have to drop the fucking hammer.
And
Right,
then
I gotta put it. Right. Fuck. I didn't look at that. I'm looking at this and it shows it as being unsafe, and I'm fucking stupid. Anyway, here's the internals of it. You can see on most guns, actually, there is. Let me go to here so I can see. On most guns, you'll have like a spring on the slide somewhere. It's because the slide usually goes to the end of the barrel. As you can see on this, it doesn't. So where the springs, the recoil springs, and there's two of them actually are built into the frame, and you can see them right there. That's actually
cool.
What the fuck? Why'd they do that?
To save on space.
Let's make a cheap, simple pistol. How about dual guide rod recoil springs?
Prestige in
In
German.
the frame. Of course. Oh, I can't wait for Othaius and CN Arsenal to get to the P38.
So the way you disassemble the barrel out of here is you just pop this.
Just yell, we'll hear you.
And then it just all slides off. So there's
That's
the
so
actual
weird.
barrel itself.
Cool.
The slide
What's around
itself.
the barrel? What else is attached to the barrel assembly?
There's
Like a locking lug assembly.
Yeah, there's a locking lug assembly of some sort on the barrel assembly, but it's not anything too fancy there. And then you can see the slide, very simple. It's not too whatever.
Is that the firing pins in there?
Simple.
Yeah, the
Look how
firing
much
pins in there. You can
machining is
see
in
this. This is where this is actually the loaded chamber indicator. This little thing at the top here. You can see when I press that in, there it is popping out of the back of the gun.
Yeah.
So that's how it
Adriel,
indicates.
every time you see over engineering, just go Germans.
You can
Well,
see
the
I really
Russians
need to
did
clean
it too
this.
with
If you can.
the SVT-40. It's just like, holy shit. I'm looking
he
at all the
German?
machining they'd have to do on that fucking receiver. It's just insane.
Yeah, this is
That's
dirty
one
as
piece,
fuck.
right?
I have to clean this. Oh yeah, this is all one piece. This is all
Good
one machine
God.
fucking piece of steel here.
At least the
uh,
Russians got into
All
stamping
their
their
Tiger tanks, the entire engine block was milled out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so you can see how dirty Winchester ammo is in there, maybe, or if it decides to focus in.
You should be ashamed of yourself for running.
Well, I had 300
Winchester through
rounds of the
that.
fucking shit left. I had to get rid of it.
Oh,
Send it
Um,
to Janner. Let him shoot it through his fucking carbine.
And then yeah, that's disassembly. Assembly is just as easy.
Nice. Leave that. Please clean that. Don't even put it back together. Just clean it right now.
I have other guns to clean at the same time. I'll do that later.
Okay, fine. Well, thank you, Mr. Crazy, for that very informative description and talk about the P38. Now, one thing that we should mention that we have not talked about for a very long time, and we do apologize for that, folks, is top post of the week. It's not that we have forgotten; it's that we were actually had some nice topics for a while.
I'm not quite done.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Sorry. The P-38's history is long and illustrious because it doesn't just stop at the end of World War II. Sure, there was a break in production while Germany was banned from making guns. And during that time period, Manurhin in France took over some of the machinery and some of the patents and started producing some of their own P-38s as well. Then in the 60s, when they were rearming the Bundeswehr and the West German police forces, because Walther had to relocate their factory to Ulm, because originally it was Alsace-Lorraine or something like that. It was in East Germany, and they didn't want to be there because the Russians were terrible. So the Walther family relocated to West Germany, brought all their patent designs and shit with them, and when the German government and military and police forces needed a new pistol, they started production on the P-38 again. Then, since aluminum didn't cost an ungodly amount of money anymore, they decided, instead of making the frame out of steel, which it's really fucking heavy, they decided to make the frame out of aluminum and call it the Walther P1. So there was a number of those that came into the country for about $500, and you could find them usually with a leather holster as well. And they're basically a P-38 made in probably the 70s or 80s that you're going to get, and it was with an aluminum frame, probably surplused from the Bundeswehr or one of the police forces out of West Germany. A lot of the magazines you find nowadays are also P1 surplus magazines. I know I bought 2 spare mags, and they're both labeled Walther P1 with the Walther logo on it there. So, yeah. So if you're not looking for authenticity, but for some reason you like the look and feel of this, you can get a P1 for cheaper out there. I find with this one, it shoots a bit low, but what can you do, you know? Now I'm done.
Okay. Sorry for cutting you off.
Sorry about that, dude.
But, as I was saying, Cleeman's in the chat. Hi, baby. There. The top post of the month, because we really actually haven't talked about it at all, pretty much, since we started our long series on reloading. Well, folks, we have a lot of shit posted scenes in the last month. Congratulations. I am very proud of you. We have not a shit post at the top. The petition to get the people in the Safety Council to have their licenses. It's quite interesting if that comes through, because if they do it, then they get to experience the process of getting a gun license, and if they don't, then they get to openly admit that the people in the Firearms Advisory Committee don't have a firearms license, which is
just imagine Heidi Rathjen getting a firearms license.
And then one of my favorite circle jerks as of late is the scope shit posting. And boy, you really did a number there. That is quite
excellent. Excellent.
Oh yeah, the shit posts were glorious. I participated and got downvoted because I just can't shit post properly outside of Weekend Gun It.
You fucking suck.
Fuck you. And then Kevin O'Leary dropped out. Yay.
Yeah. Yay.
Yay. Okay. Yay. Then this meme is flawed because you will never learn all the firearm laws in Canada. It just doesn't.
That's not going to stop me from trying. Damn it!
You try. Then another shit post, and you guys are really good at this. I'm happy to see all these shit posting. And then we have some panic in the UK because a lot of people got their information leaked out. Then we see more about those New Hampshire carry permits, you got one of those, right, Janner?
Sure do.
That's pretty dank. And let's see, more shitpost, the firearms regulation thing. More shitpost. I like this one. This one's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
So what do you do besides guns and military stuff? And don't say internet memes, and don't say drinking alone. Yeah, that hit a little close to home. Just a little. And other than that, I think that was the extent of the shitposting that we saw in the last month. Really, keep it up, folks. We're doing well. I'm pissed off about this one. You guys see this guy? Non-cut down 1897 riot gun. It's the real deal, not the cut down version. Slam fire capabilities. I want one of those.
Perfect for cowboy action.
Exactly. And other than that, we had one request in the thread for the show to talk about holsters. And I feel we touched on them, but one of the things that they were specific about is why are Uncle Mike's holsters not that good of a deal? Operators of the show, go.
Because your pistol falls out of them when you go running and jumping and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say no retention, and they're not adjustable for
Yeah.
retention.
I mean, you don't
Most
need
good holsters, you can adjust the tension.
Yeah, you don't need retention, but you need to be able to adjust the tension on it and like have it so it pulls out. I probably should have had my holster out for this part, shouldn't I?
I keep my SIG in an Uncle Mike's holster in the safe, but that's about it. The holster does have a strap that goes over the top to stop the thing from falling out of it.
Yeah, but then you take it to a 3-gun match or whatever kind of a pistol match, and then you've got your strap on top of it, and then you're running and doing your thing, and then you got to reholster at some point, and then you go running, and then the fucking thing like drops out of your holster because you didn't put the strap over. The strap falls off, or the strap gets in the way as you're trying to jam the pistol back in. So that's why like just a straight up like Blade Tech or solely Canadian or something like that is really good for this kind of thing. These guys like will have your adjustment screws on the side, so you can adjust it so it's holding it stiff, but not stiff enough that you can't like pull it out and it's like yanking on your belt. So like these plastic holsters are just better.
By the way,
I don't know
did
if
you
you
ever
said it,
unfuck
but
the
you might
trigger
have.
on an FS9?
What's that?
Did you ever unfuck the trigger on an FS9?
It's fine. I just keep fucking pulling it, and it just keeps working. Like
Okay.
I don't know. A lot of guys like really like they think that they'll be able to like a light trigger will mean that their flinch will be negated, but it just doesn't work. Like even with a fucking heavy trigger, you still have to pull it nice and slow and straight to the back, even with a light trigger, because you'll see guys with light triggers still nosing it down, even with like a 2-pound trigger. So it's not going to save you. I don't know what it's at because I fired this all weekend. I guess I could.
What were you going to say, Janner? Sorry I cut you off.
Oh, I don't know if Adriel mentioned it or not, but if you drop your gun, you're DQ'd. So that's a really stupid reason to get kicked out of a competition because your gear sucks. Not to mention being unsafe. But yeah, it's just not worth it.
And
So get Blade Tech.
yeah,
Blade Tech's like $50 too. The price is right.
Yeah.
So what you're telling me is I should get my 44 Magnum with an 8 3/4 inch barrel, sent over there so they can make me a holster.
I don't know about that one. You're not going to
Are
do
you-
3-gun with that, are you?
So I was going to say, are you planning on competing with that?
Well,
Why
what
not?
if I am?
More power to you.
Well,
He's
he
gonna
has
be the next
speed
Jerry
loaders now.
Michalek.
I got a shitload of speed loaders, man.
We all see Jerry running Joker guns all the time.
Yeah, but he's running in best millimeter.
Well, I have it in.
No, he runs with 9,
I'm,
not 10.
I'm flinging 240 grain slugs. Okay, I need me some big gun.
Just get some of those mosquito bullets.
Run a Smith & Wesson 17 K17 with the Aguila mouse fart rounds.
Oh yeah, with fucking Colibri rounds.
Those things are hilarious.
Janner, you should run that fucking masterpiece in one of your matches just for shits and giggles.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Losing is fun? I'm not following your logic.
Just have a pocket full of 22 and just every time you have to reload, swing the cylinder and just start pushing.
You'd be just as fast to take a bucket of bullets and throw them at the targets, I think. It'd be about as
No,
effective.
that'd be way faster.
But yeah, the shit posts are real. And folks, is there anything we'd like to cover for next class, for next show, or before we go on to the next show?
There's also another question for Crover.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Explain how you zap carry.
Okay, first of all, you gotta go on the internet and find the biggest dragon dildo you can find. Okay, I'm talking about something meaty with girth. That's the key, girth. Okay?
Or make one.
Or make one, or just go with like a bottle, right? That's worked before. You've seen the video. Everybody's very quiet.
I don't want to talk about it, man.
But yes, sap carry. I sap carry my 44. So there you go. And if you don't know what sap carrying is, then whatever.
I thought of things I forgot on the P38.
Like what?
I forgot to talk about gear. So basically, don't expect to get anything with your P38, not like with the Russian shit. Like I said, with the P1, you can expect maybe a holster. This is actually a Bundeswehr holster from basically Cold War era, and I just bought it to keep the gun in because I like keeping my guns in holsters in the safe. It fits onto some weird-ass mesh belt thing. To find an actual leather holster for this, an authentic World War II leather holster will cost you as much as a Tokarev. So buy a Tokarev instead. Other than that, I remembered some things about the various series of P38 because it actually has a couple of to talk about the rarity of some. So the hardest ones to find are the AP series because they said they made like 55 of them, and it was weird. It had an internal hammer or some strange stuff. The HP or Heerspistol, these were actually originally meant for commercial manufacture. The rarest ones are the ones that are actually in 30 Luger because they really did not make very many of those. They made about 25,000 HPs in total. The Swedish Army took some, and those would also be very rare. But in general, the Walther HP, non-Russian capture, run thousands of dollars. Russian capture, they're usually very scrubbed down and refinished, and they don't run very much money. Then there was the Zero series, the first production run with Walther, and the 480 series, and these are both relatively rare as well. Then the AC series, like I mentioned, with this Walther's main production line was the AC. Mauser had BYF and later on SVW in 1945. And then, like I said, Spreewerk here was CYQ, and there's some debate. There's something called the CVQ as well, which people say is where Spreewerk had a problem with one of their stamps, and the Y stamp broke, and so it was stamping a V instead of a Y. But then there's a bit of an argument about that. Some people say it's Spreewerk had a problem. Others say it's a new factory. More than likely, it's Spreewerk had a problem. But yeah. Basically, magazines, you can find some new manufacture still even, and they cost as much as just about any other German new manufactured magazine is, so like $60. Or you can find sometimes some surplus P1 magazines like what I bought, which are like 30. Get rid of the screen share.
No.
There we go. That should have done it.
Oh,
Did it? I don't see myself here. Did my video cut out?
I don't think so.
Okay. But yeah, that's basically what I could think of that I forgot to mention about the P38.
Well, there you go. Where did you go?
Did I not fucking...
Can anybody see him, or is it still blank?
It's blank for me.
Okay, there we go. I screen shared and unscreen shared again. There we go.
Ah.
But yeah, so there's the P38. Now I think I've covered everything I can remember.
Oh, there you go. Thank you for that addition.
Oh, I also bought a P1 cleaning kit just for the hell of it.
Oh, okay.
Just for the hell of it, a Bundeswehr Cold War cleaning kit for it, just because.
There you go. Is there anything else we'd like to cover, folks, before we move on? To the after show. Going once, going twice. Upcoming events. Anybody's got any upcoming events?
I don't know, like some 3-gun stuff.
Yeah.
Here,
I
one
just
second.
thought of some. I just thought of
I
something
got a website for this. Go ahead, crazy.
Yeah. So the Conservative Leadership Convention is happening this weekend in the Metro Toronto Convention, or not the convention, the Toronto Congress Center, North Building. And do you know what else is happening in the Convention Center South Building at the same time? Anime North.
Oh.
So you're going to be having a whole bunch of stuffy conservatives walking around and seeing these people dressed up like cat girls and shit. I just think the reactions are going to be absolutely hilarious.
If you find pictures of that, you should send them to me.
Oh my god, I'm kind of wondering if people are going to like take selfies with whoever wins the leadership convention. I just think it'd be hilarious to see like Maxime Bernier with next to someone cosplaying as like fucking some crazy ass cat girl.
Anything
Like,
anime, it's gonna look fucking weird. To
I hope it's like a full-on furry.
some of those do show up, and I just kind of look at them and go, "How are you not dying of heat stroke?"
Oh, you know what? They're committed to their.
Some of them
psychosis
install
stuff,
fans.
whatever.
We had a Sailor Moon out of the last 3-gun match we ran.
Nice. Wait,
Yeah,
was it a dude?
It was a dude. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he have a full
He was, his buddies were taking him out for his bachelor party, and that was like the start of their day. They were running a 3-gun match, and then later they're going to go to the Rippers or whatever. But yeah, they had him dressed up as in like a blonde wig, Sailor Moon costume, shooting a 3-gun course of action. It was awesome.
That's fantastic.
Did he look good? The
Well,
answer's
no,
always yes.
It's like that one guy on our guns
get
shit
thirsty
post
enough.
dressed up as a maid.
He'll drink anything.
Oh yeah, Wordy. I've talked to Wordy. He's weird, but he's fun.
Upcoming 3-gun events. Let's see. This weekend there'll be the
Hey,
Lakeland.
Hey, Adriel,
What?
what website are you using to check that?
3gun.ca.
You
Oh
fucking
my,
shill.
what's that about?
I'm shilling my shit. It's my crappy website that has all the 3-gun matches in the country. Because
Not so
that didn't
crappy now.
exist before. There's like a CGN thread that had a bunch of this stuff in it, but not all of it. And then there's a whole litany of super shitty websites, like club websites that like have a league under the club website. I don't know what your guys' gun club websites look like. I think there's like 2 good ones in the entire fucking country.
Oh,
Wait,
mine's
I'll
one
show
of
you
them.
mine. Mine's actually.
one of them. You've seen
Abbott's-
mine, right, Adriel?
Abbotsford's got an excellent
The Vic Fish and Game one
There's
is
mine.
amazing.
Half of the things on Silverdale's website are wrong. When you call them, they'll tell you something completely different.
Ugh.
If you
Yeah.
Google my range, the first thing that comes up is the development permit with the county.
Oh, what the fuck? My 100-meter range is closed for the entire month.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Anyway, so yeah, like these shooting range, a lot of these shooting range websites just aren't that helpful. So I
Look
thought,
at this
I'll
one.
put them all
This
in
one
one
is
spot.
amazing. Adriel, look at mine. It's amazing.
Mine's
Let's see.
better.
Oh, I'm waiting, and that's all right. That's not nearly as bad as some of the ones I was looking at.
Oh, but look at the calendar. It's so nice.
Sorry, the newsletter just got in my way. Where's the calendar?
Big button says calendar.
Complete event calendar. Is it like a Google Calendar?
Nope.
Yes, it's a Google Calendar.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's Google. Maybe it's not. What the hell is this? Something else.
Great.
It's all color coded in that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Most of them aren't. So I made a website that just had all the fucking 3-gun events on a calendar. That's 3gun.ca. Our next match is coming up. Lakeland 3-gun match. It will be on Saturday. That's out in Cold Lake, I believe. Mighty Peace 3-gun up near Peace River in Grand Prairie. That one will be in Peace River. The MHRC, which is Medicine Hat, they've got their match on Saturday as well. So a couple different matches in Alberta coming up this weekend. And then the Vancouver Island 3-gun Nation one is next Saturday on the 3rd.
There you go, folks. You're near there. See if you want to hop in and check it out. Maybe they'll let you shoot.
Yep.
All right, folks. If that's all, and if anybody doesn't have anything else to say, then we're going to wrap it up and go for the after show. I'll throw the link on the IRC chat. And thank you, everybody, for coming today for the much shorter and less convoluted because of reloading show today.
You're welcome.
In 2 weeks, we might just have another topic going on around. Okay? Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Chat.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.